Revelation 1745. From the 20th of December 1940. Right relationship of man to God. The human being's relationship with God often takes on forms which God can never approve of, and then divine intervention is necessary and therefore also understandable. For the human being can only successfully cover his earthly path if he recognizes the eternal deity as the highest and most perfect being and himself as God's created being, and thus his attitude towards him, that is, he considers himself dependent on him and now appeals for his grace. Then the right relationship is established, the relationship of the child to the Father, which time and again finds its way to him when it desires his help in spiritual and earthly adversity. It is so immensely important that the human being has this attitude towards God, for only this will result in God's grace, since a child's request will never go unheard. Every person is entitled to God's love and kindness if he desires it as his child, for God's love wants to distribute but also to be acknowledged as Father and Creator from eternity, otherwise he would distribute his gifts indiscriminately, even where God is rejected or not acknowledged as the giver. Where the child's right relationship with the Father is established, there the child will also feel the Father's might and power and thus also be able to be completely convinced of the deity, who is almighty and wise, because God in his grace makes himself known to those who love and honor him as their Father. He has understanding for all the hardships and worries of earthly people. However, since no being can mature without suffering, earthly life cannot be free of such either, yet where a person raises his hands to the Father in supplication like a child, God is immediately willing to grant him help. For a father will not leave his child in adversity, and he will grant his children's requests the more intimately they call to him. However, anyone who distances himself from God, who can never call to him with childlike supplication, who seeks God in the distance or can never talk to him in intimate dialogue, his higher development is also called into question. For the human being is only able to achieve incredible things in the most intimate relationship with him. And even if he believes that it is within his power to change everything in life for the better, he will nevertheless one day be confronted by the need to ask for help, and good for him who is then able to establish the right relationship between a child and its father, so that his prayer will not go unanswered and he, in his weak faith, will be allowed to receive the influx of strength from God, which will then also make him clearly realize how small the human being is in comparison to the eternal deity and how deeply humble he has to approach him in order to stand in his grace. Amen.